What's up, guys? We are back with part 2 of the comic book collection. If you haven't seen part 1, you need to go on my YouTube channel and check it out. Here we have a collection of over 600 comic books. We got Archie, Conan, more Conan, Spiderman, Claw, Avengers, X-Men, Daredevil, Captain America. Just a huge collection. If you like what I'm talking about, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Maybe you know something that I don't know. If you got questions, let's talk about it, and let's get started right away. First comic we're looking at today is Spider-Man Unlimited. Maximum Carnage begins here. Now this is more of a modern comic, and this was released in 1993. One of the great things about this collection is that most of the comic books were kept in the plastic covering, so this helps protect the comic from any wearing, from any yellowing of the pages, from any rot. So it's a great thing that most of these comics were kept in the plastics. And as we see here, we have the fabulous first issue. Another thing that you have to consider is that there's a huge movie coming out. It's called Venom, and it's the second Venom movie, and it's going to have Carnage in it. So this is a very popular character at the moment. Depending on how well the movie goes, this value of the comic could be worth a lot more. But as I said, we have Carnage in it, and this is the first issue. Carnage is appearing in the new Venom movie. Over here, changing it up a little bit, we have the Marvel team up, Spider-Man, and he's working with Moon Knight, Iron Fist, Power Man, and Daredevil. This goes back to 1981. Pawns of the Purple Man. So just a great team up of comic book superheroes here. And it looks like they're all fighting the Purple Man. It's a villain I've never heard of. Continuing with the Marvel team-ups, we have Spider-Man and the Scarlet Witch. A huge character right now. Scarlet Witch, guest starring the Vision. Disney has been making a TV series called WandaVision, so this would be a great copy to have right now at the moment. It's very popular in the Marvel universe. This comic dates back to 1983. More Marvel team-ups, Spider-Man and the Man-Thing. This is also a great time to have Spider-Man in your comic book collection. We got a new Spider-Man movie coming out as well, along with the Venom movie. Another Marvel team-up, Spider-Man and the Human Torch. This one dates back to 1981. Here we have Spider-Man and King Kong, another Marvel team-up. This looks like a Conan type character. Here we have Spider-Man and Devil Slayer. And it looks like you got a lot of other great characters in this as well. You got the Hulk, you got Doctor Strange, and it looks like you got the Vision. This one dates to 1981, which would make it a Bronze Age comic. Here we have Spider-Man and the She-Hulk. Here we have Spider-Man and Captain America. These are all Marvel team-ups. This is Spider-Man working with other superheroes. Captain America, as we all know, a huge part of the Marvel universe, especially in the Avengers. This one dates back to 1981 as well. And it keeps going with the team-ups. Here we have Spider-Man and the Shroud, Master of Darkness. Never heard of this character before. Maybe they'll be making a movie or a TV show about him though. Another team-up, Spider-Man and Nick Fury. We all know who Nick Fury is now. Samuel L. Jackson, the leader or the mastermind of the Avengers. Slaughter on 10th Avenue, and there is so much going on here. It's an all-out war. Another Marvel team-up, Spider-Man and Doctor Doom. We know Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four, side by side with the Vision and the Scarlet Witch. Switching it up a little now, we're going to Marvel Tales, and these are the tales starring Spider-Man. Who is the most incredible killer of all? The origin of Captain Britain, special feature. Spider-Man Tales, starring Spider-Man. Introducing the mind-boggling Mirage. Captain Britain's in this one as well. Marvel Tales continuing, and here we got Dr. Octopus. This is a great comic because we know for sure that he's going to be in the newest Spider-Man movie as well. Spider-Man No Way Home. And it's great to see him in comic book form. This one dates all the way back to 1981. Following up, we got another Dr. Octopus. The last issue we looked at was 134, and this is 135. This one also includes the villain Hammerhead. And it looks like Spider-Man is in a very dangerous situation, about to be choked out. We got more Marvel Tales, starring the Lizard now and Spider-Man. I believe the Lizard is going to be in the new Spider-Man movie as well. The Marvel Age of Comics is back. Here we have another villain that's going to be in the new movie as well. We got the triumph of the Green Goblin. This one dates to 1981. And actually, this is a first issue here. But this is Spider-Man and his amazing friends. So this is a different series now. Firestar, the lady in yellow. She's suspected to be in a new movie as well. Anything could happen. A very cool issue here in the hollow form. Web of Spider-Man. This is a different series now. This is a bit newer as well, 1993, but still overall just a very cool comic book. And I love Spider-Man in his suit here. Spider armor. Introducing the all-new, all-daring Spider armor. Giant-sized 100th issue. Very cool. Here we have, changing the series again, the Spectacular Spider-Man, giant 200th issue. Another holographic, and here we got Spider-Man and the classic Green Goblin. Just a very cool issue. What if Spider-Man's clone lived? Now there's an ongoing series, I believe, on Disney Plus, What If, and this one just happens to have Spider-Man in it. These are alternate universes, alternate realities, and this one here is What If Spider-Man's Clone Lived? Plus, an untold tale of the Inhumans. If I had to guess, I would think the Inhumans are another group of superheroes. Not very familiar with them. Giant-sized 50th issue of Spider-Man. And the Spider-Man keeps on coming. I have a whole stack here of Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man Adventures. This is another series here. And this is the amazing first issue. I think this is a bit newer as well, in the 90s. Spider-Man, The Lost Years. And this is the first issue as well. different series. This series is titled The Lost Years. Here we have another one as well, another series, Spider-Man, Planet of the Symbiotes. I think this has a bit to do with Venom, so this is pretty cool because both Spider-Man and Venom are getting their new movies coming out pretty soon. This is issue number 1, but this is part 2 of 5. So this is not exactly the first issue because it is the second part of 5. Going back a little more old school now, King Size Annual, The Amazing Spider-Man. This one dates back all the way to 1981. Spider-Man versus the Punisher. And here we have a very old school one, The Amazing Spider-Man. We got the 12-cent mark on it. The Molten Man Regrets. So here we have another villain, and I think this is actually the second appearance of the Molten Man. I don't think that he's appeared in any movies or comics yet. I mean, TV shows yet. But maybe Molten Man will be making an appearance in the new movie. Maybe not. We have yet to know. The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 218. And here it looks like we have the Sandman. I do believe that the Sandman is going to be in the next movie. So this is a great issue to find, and this one dates back all the way to 1981. It's 40 years old already. Here we have another The Amazing Spider-Man, dating from 1981. Peter Parker, a criminal? Who knows what could have happened here? Some serious drama going on. Here we have a coffin for The Amazing Spider-Man, dating back to 1981, guest starring Moon Knight. I recently saw an episode of Pawn Stars where they brought in a first edition Moon Knight comic. I believe this character has been gaining some popularity recently, so this is a very cool comic book to have in your collection. The Amazing Spider-Man, Crisis on Campus, The Rage of Ramrod. I don't think we've been introduced to this villain yet in any of the movies. Continuing with The Amazing Spider-Man. You don't know what villain this is, but it looks to be a type of Flash villain here. It looks like he's got some super speed creating a tornado. Another Amazing Spider-Man. Here we have the villain Red Ghost and his super apes. So we got some men dressed up in ape costumes. This one's dating all the way back to 1981. Another The Amazing Spider-Man. And here we have another villain that's yet to be seen in the movies yet. Another The Amazing Spider-Man. And I believe this villain is called Tarantula. This is it. Genuine, uncensored, thrill-filled spider action. Except no substitutes. The Amazing Spider-Man. This one dates back all the way to 1984. This looks to be like a live action now. It's not cartoon. It up now, we got the Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man Annual. So this is a different series now. Still Spider-Man, but this is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. This one dates all the way back to 1979, of Spiders and Snakes. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, 1981. It looks like he's fighting the Jack-o'-lantern here. Another Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Ravaged by the Ringer. We want Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Just a great cover here. This one's dating back to 1981, special double-sized issue. The Moonstone is a harsh mistress. Another character I've never heard of, Moonstone. But here she is fighting Peter Parker. Continuing with the same series. And continuing with the same series. Here we have the return of Cloak and Dagger. Another two villains we have yet to be introduced to in the movies. Are they villains or are they superheroes? I think they're villains. Spider-Man continuing with Cloak and Dagger. Is this the end of them? The final confrontation. We got a lot going on here, double-sized issue. It looks like Cloak and Dagger are here. It looks like Dr. Octopus is here. Just a huge battle going on. The final battle. It looks like we got the claws of Dr. Octopus. And this is the number 100th issue of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. This one's dating to 1984, still a Bronze Age comic. And now that we've looked at all the Spider-Man comics in the collection, we are moving on to Conan. And here we have a very special run of King Conan. And I like this collection very much because it is almost nearly complete. It starts with issue number 1 and we're ending at issue number 55. Out of the 55 issues, we have about, I want to say, 50 of them. So almost complete. Kept in all the plastic. The comics are good. In fairly good condition. They've been protected. And yeah, let's start looking at them right away. So this is the series King Conan. And this is the first issue, released in 1979. If you know Conan, you know Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's how I was introduced to him. But he is very popular in the comic book Marvel Universe. And this is his first comic as King Conan. There are other issues. There are other runs, but this is the King Conan issues. King Conan, number 2. And from number 2, we jump to number 7.
Number 8. Number 9.
Alright, right around issue 20, it actually switches from King Conan to Conan the King, but it's still the same series. The prince is dead. Man, I'd really love to show you all the issues, guys, but there are just so many comic books to look through. I can make videos and videos and more videos. So I'm trying to go through them as quickly as possible. But it's over 600 comic books. I can spend an entire year just trying to read through them. But I just have to give you an idea of what we found in the collection. And this right here was special because, as I said, it's nearly complete. Everything's been kept in the plastic. So King Conan, Conan the King, nearly complete collection here. And keeping up with Conan, now we're switching series. This series is called The Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian. And first issue I have is number 61. This comic, I believe, began in the 70s and ran all the way to the 90s. So for 20 years, we're publishing The Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian. Of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the man to make this comic extremely popular. Let's have a look at a few of them. Unfortunately, with these comics though, they were not kept in the plastic coverings. They are giant sized, so they have a little more wear to them, but they are still very cool. The artwork is amazing and still in decent condition. There are some of them that have some rips and more beaten up than others, but a lot of them are still looking great. Overall, just a great run of The Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian comics. Out of the 250, we've got maybe 60 of them here in fair to good condition. And following up with Conan, mixing it up a little bit now, we're going to Captain America, back to 1981. This is a king-size annual. And here we got the great Captain America on the cover, introducing the bizarre threat of the Death Watcher. Here we got Captain America. But it looks like he's battling Dr. Octopus now. More Captain America. Can never get enough of him. Captain America and the Red Skull. Captain America and the Falcon. Captain America and the Commando. Captain America and the Red Skull. Going from Captain America to the Man Daredevil. This is a 12-cent issue, so this one dates all the way back to the 60s. And here he's fighting Stiltman, a villain I've never heard of. Captain America, the Man Without Fear. Here he's fighting Bullseye. And in the background I believe we have the Black Widow. She recently had her own movie as well. This would not be a bad issue to have in your collection. And this one's dating all the way back to 1971. Marvel Age. This is the 7th issue. Marvel Age. This is the 8th issue. And here we have Stan Lee on the cover. Back to Daredevil, and this time he's going berserk. Daredevil and His Strange Adventures. This one dates back to 1980. Daredevil, and here we got his friend Wolverine. Very cool cover. Daredevil, the Man Without Fear versus Wolverine. Wolverine is also a very popular character in the comic book universe. Going to something completely different now. Here we have Flash Gordon. And this is part 1 of the movie. We got part 2. And we got part 3. Star Slayer. Hercules. Here we have the new Teen Titans. We got Robin on the front and center stage. The new Teen Titans. The new Teen Titans Clash of the Titans. And here we're going back to Marvel. The Invincible, everyone knows him, Tony Stark, Iron Man. And here we have him battling it out with Dr. Doom. This one here dates all the way back to 1981. And now we have the Invincible Iron Man. Suddenly Savage, the Serpent Squad. Continuing with the Invincible Iron Man, we have Moon Knight. And one more, the Invincible Iron Man. As you can see, just an enormous collection of comic books. We still have a few more to go through, but I'm going to finish it up in the last and final part 3. If you enjoyed watching the video, if you have thoughts, comments, please leave them in the YouTube comment section and be on the lookout for part 3. Thanks so much for following, guys, and take care for today.